Welcome to Cooking with Bobbi Jo. Today I'm going to show you how I make my Southern style chicken and dressing. I will be using the Birmingham Stove and Range Red Mountain number 14 cast iron skillet that I won on Cast Iron Chaos's channel giveaway. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. I'll leave a link in the video description. Okay, on to cooking. You will need a skillet of cornbread for this recipe. I have a video on how I make my cornbread if you want to check it out, or just make your cornbread however you like it. This is one of those things you can do a day ahead of time if you want to. When I cook cornbread for dressing, I always cook it about 15 minutes longer than normal because I want it to be a little drier. So first, I'm going to boil some chicken thighs, and you can use whatever kind of chicken meat you prefer. I like thighs because they're usually the cheapest and they are the juiciest. Mine have the bone in. You can always buy boneless if you don't want to deal with the bone, but when you buy boneless, when you take the bone out, the price goes up. Plus, you can make bone broth from the bone, so I always buy everything with the bone in it. I put 8 chicken thighs in a stock pot and fill it with water. You can do 4. Most people do 4. I just like a lot of extra chicken in my chicken and dressing. I add in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and a little bit of salt and pepper. Then I give it a stir and I put the lid on. I have the heat on medium, but keep an eye on it because when it starts boiling, you may need to reduce the heat to simmer so it doesn't boil over. If it does start to boil over, just remove the lid and reduce the heat. I boil these for about 45 minutes to an hour. And once they're done, remove the thighs from the broth. Keep the broth, don't throw that broth away, that broth is precious. And let the thighs cool and then remove the meat from the bone. Now, if you've never done this, it is easy. The meat pretty much falls right off the bone. I remove the skin and any cartilage that may fall into the bowl. The skins can be saved, and you can make chicken skin chips. If you've ever had pork rinds, they're kind of like that. I probably should do a video on that in the future. I think I will. So preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You also want to boil or steam 3 eggs because we're going to be slicing some hard-boiled eggs into this dressing. Next, I'm going to melt a stick of butter in a skillet. I add 1 chopped Vidalia onion, 1 teaspoon of crushed sage, and 1 tablespoon of rosemary. And all of these herbs came from my garden. I just dried them out. Then I'm going to add in a tablespoon or so of minced garlic. If you like celery or anything else in your dressing, now's the time to add it in. Mix it all together and cook it until the onions are soft. While that is cooking, I'm going to crumble the cornbread into a large mixing bowl, and I like chunks of cornbread in mine, so I'm leaving it in bigger pieces. You crumble it however you like it. Then pour a bag of herb seasoned stuffing mix, and any brand is fine. I'm using Pepperidge Farm just because it was on sale. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy cream into the onion mixture. And I had to change out my camera battery so I didn't get me pouring the cream into the skillet. I didn't realize my battery had went dead on me. Once it starts to boil, cook for about 2 minutes, then turn the heat off and pour it into the bowl with the cornbread and stuffing mix. And at this point, I rinse my skillet, put it back on the stovetop over medium heat, And once it's dry and reheated, I add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I get a basting brush and I make sure all sides are oiled, and I leave the heat on. Now back to the bowl, we're going to add in the chicken, and we're going to add in 2 beaten eggs, and you want to mix that together. Then add in the chicken broth a little at a time. You want it to be moistened. You want it to be moistened well, but you don't want it to be runny. So just add maybe a half a cup at a time until you get the right consistency. Next, peel and slice your eggs. I steam my eggs now because they are a lot easier to peel. You want to mix those into the dressing. Now pour the chicken and dressing into the hot skillet. You want to spread it evenly across the skillet, cover it with foil, place in the oven and bake for 1 hour. After an hour, you want to remove the foil and bake for another 30 minutes. The edges should be browned. If the edges are not browned, cook it a few more minutes. Remove it from the oven and enjoy. This is so delicious. It's good like this, or it's even better if you want to add some chicken gravy over the top. This definitely gets the drill-worthy stamp of approval. There will be a video on mine and my sister's travel channel tomorrow of the Christmas lights around the area. The link will be in the video description for that channel. And then Friday will be another episode of the Lake Hill City Birds. This will be my last cooking video before Christmas. So thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a very blessed Christmas. Bye for now.